right, folks, this is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. Time to get this show started. Let's go. Hey, well, and good morning, everybody. It's Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk to you about the people, the places, the trends, the events that shape. Oh, excuse me, that shape the city of Las Vegas. And when you think of living in Vegas, folks, think living local and the return of cool. We call it the coolness factor. And I got to show you guys something really quick. Um, Linda and I, the lovely wife and I, went out to Boulder City yesterday. Well, the day before yesterday. And she got me a new hat. Many of you know, if you've known me for any length of time, you know I love fedoras. I love these hats, that kind of stuff. I got tons of them, and but I can't wear them indoors. The reason why is I am Jamaican, and my mom instilled in me some values that I can't deter from, and I just feel strange even trying to do it. And one of them is wearing a hat indoors, and it's just very tough for me to do. I can wear it for a minute, but then I have to take it off because it's kind of an homage to my mom. But you can still see it here, folks. It's my new hat. Thank you, my wife, for doing that for me. And I want to welcome everybody to the show this morning. It's Friday. Fabulous Friday. We're finally here, and a lot of stuff happened this week, and we're gonna get to it. A lot of stuff's happening this weekend coming up. I'll tell you, Labor Day weekend's coming up pretty quick, and so we're gonna talk a little bit about that. Talk about some of the things that are going on in Las Vegas. But we're going to start off talking about our trip that Linda and I just took to. And once again, my wife and I went out to. Oh, here, before we do this, let's welcome our friends from Facebook. Yeah. If you're watching us on Facebook, I'm over looking at our page right now. And so we've got several pages that we're on Facebook. We're on the Livin in Vegas page, Livin in Vegas Mag, Livin Weekly, Black Success Magazine. I think we're on Vegas networking page. I think a couple of more. Networking business events on that page. Thank you so much about it. And Pastor Adam Childress over at Family Worship Center. If you guys check him out, this guy's a nut. I'm telling you, you want to be around a guy that will get you going. This is Pastor Adam Childress over at Family Worship Center. Full disclosure, I am one of his associate pastors, and so I have to tell you that. But Adam and I go back 20 some odd years. He's a nut, and you can only take so much of him because you can only be happy for so long. Yeah. If you want to be happy, you're down, something like that, you want to hang out with this guy. And he will fill you up, and then you have to run away because he's not going to stop. He's one of those guys. He's just always happy, always on, and I love him. I love him to death, and and also the Family Worship Center, which is 4000 Spring Road. Just shameless plug. Sundays at 10:30. So you, I know, I keep going on. I can do this all day, folks. I really can. So he's watching us this morning, and hey, Demario, he's over there too. Demarlo, he's over at Mr. Beals. He's watching us, which is fantastic. Thank you so much. And who else is watching us? It's Friday. I think it's Friday. People are coming coming out of the woodwork, which is good. Uh, so they're on Facebook. If you're watching us on YouTube, definitely hit. It's on the other side. Hit the subscribe button. It's right here. Hit that subscribe button so you're up with all the stuff that we are doing on Facebook or on Twitter. And every time we upload this page, you can actually check this out. And I just hit a button that I probably shouldn't have hit, but it's all right. So let me tell you about what happened just yesterday, day before yesterday. So the wifey and I, the lovely Mrs. Ray, we took a quick day trip out to Boulder City. I'm not going to talk about the Boulder City thing yet. I'm just not going to talk about it yet because I didn't know it happened until later in the evening. But we will talk about it a little bit. That over in so we were up in Boulder City. Here, let's show a picture of it real quick here, and then we'll get on with the show here. Okay, there you go, right there. Okay, so we were in Boulder City. That's my wife right here, lovely Mrs. Ray, and it's her birthday coming up. So we just say hello to Linda for her birthday. That was Tara. Tara is the owner of this place, Boulder City Company Store. What a great place! It's such a cool place that we used to go to the Boulder City all the time, and when we'd go there, we'd stay at the Boulder Dam Hotel, and we watched this place, the Boulder City Company Store, being built, and you've just got to go there. We actually wrote an article about it. We printed it already. It's already online for Livin Weekly magazine. You just got to check it out. You really do. It's just a fantastic place. I told Tara that I would write about her and what they're doing over at the trading company, over the company store. Fantastic place. History. We're laughing. She's a very personable person, but you have to read the entire article to find out about this lady right here. Her name's Tara. She's the owner of the place. And when you get a chance to go out of town, and many of us do, you want to do a staycation, someplace really quick. That's where you want to go, Boulder City. Okay, I mean, I love California. Okay, I know. I did that all out loud too, right? You even saw that. But I'm really about Las Vegas, Nevada, outlying areas, closer to Las Vegas. Boulder City is just like Henderson. It's just, it's closer to Boulder City from my house than it is to Mount Charleston. And I can see Mount Charleston from my house. But Boulder City is closer than Mount Charleston. So it is a part of Las Vegas. Go out there and check it out. Okay. Anyways, I thought I'd show you some pictures of it and read the article about it in Livin Weekly. Okay, you've got to read the article about it. It's a fantastic article about it. Let's pay a real quick bill here, folks. We'll be back in just a second for more of Livin in Vegas, the podcast. And, I'm Sherman Ray. I'll be back in a second to tell you all about it. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, caught me right in the middle of my coffee break there. Well, thank you guys once again for being a part of the magazine, being a part of all we're doing here. And speaking of the magazine, we are on the wrong one. Don't show that one yet. Let's show the other one. There we go. All right. So current edition of Livin in Vegas magazine, and it is still on the shelves. We are right now we're about 4 weeks out from the October final quarter, the winter quarter edition of Livin in Vegas magazine, but you can still get this one. Check it out. And once again, on the cover of it is Nathan Hall. He's over at Bad Beat Brewing Company. Thank you so much, Nathan, for being a major contributor and sponsor for Livin in Vegas magazine. And inside that article, inside of this magazine, tons of stuff. I mean, tons of great articles that you can check out. And many of you were asking about what is the return of cool. Well, need I say more? It's the return of cool. And that's why people come to Vegas. We're going to talk about it in just a second, about an article about the city's effort to doing that. Mayor Carolyn Goodman, Oscar, I'll tell you, if I could have to sit with somebody and just kind of hang out with them, it would probably be those two at this point. because they have such vision for the future. So I'm very excited about what they're doing. We're going to talk a little bit more about what their latest thing that they've been up to, but that they are one of the main contributors to the return of cool to Las Vegas. Okay, the Rat Pack. That's why you see this little thing right here next to the emblem. Oh, I guess it's right here. So it's right there. Okay, and you can see that Sammy Davis Jr. that kind of stuff. So love those guys what they're doing with the city. Also, the latest Livin Weekly magazine is out. Now we can put that up. Okay, so the latest Livin Weekly magazine is out, and it's the on the cover is somebody talking about what's really happening at Lake Mead. Now, this is an interesting article, and I've talked to you about this, and I finally got it out. What we uncovered about what's really going on at Lake Mead. Okay, and I know, and it's funny. I had a guy who said something. He goes, "Hey, you need to do some fact checking on this." Well, interesting thing about it, I wrote this article 2 weeks ago. Okay, 2 weeks ago about Lake Mead, and in that article, you'll have to read the whole thing. But I sat down with a couple of guys who know what they're talking about as far as Lake Mead. One's an engineer who works for the city, and the other guy's an architect. And we talked about some of the things that are playing into the Lake Mead issue, the water level going down and stuff like that. And one of the things you've already pretty heard about it, so I'm going to tell you anyways. The Lake Mead water levels have already started to go back up a little bit. Okay, now it's not much, but 3 feet is 3 feet. Okay, that's a lot. And there are contributing factors to that, which you will find in this article, which was written weeks ago. Okay, so I'll have to look into what the guy says about my facts about it are, but we're pretty darn on, pretty sure. Also, in that article, in Livin Weekly, is an article about our trip down to Boulder City, fresh, hot off the presses. It's already up, so you can go to livininvegasmagazine.com, livininvegas.com, and you can check out the free download for Livin Weekly magazine, and of course, don't forget your copy of Livin in Vegas magazine. Is that it? Yeah, okay, that's it. All right, let's talk about some of the things that are going on in here. We can let that go now. We can take that off. Okay, let's go ahead and take that off now. And I want to welcome, once again, before we get started, I want to welcome some folks who have been watching the show just recently, and they said, "Hey, Sherm, we heard about your show, and we started watching it." And I said, "I talk a lot, don't I, guys?" They go, "Sherm, we have never seen anybody talk so much as you." And I go, "I told you that. I already told you that. That's why I keep telling you I have no problem talking all day long, because that's what I do." But they like the show. Thank you so much for friends and family and well-wishers who love the show. And if you don't like the show, that's fine too. Just you can give me in wherever you watch this, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know. Let me know what you like about the show, what I should add to the show. It's not that I'll do it, but I could consider it. I'm an open guy. I'm open to the whole thing. So let's talk about what's going on holiday weekend. Okay, this is an article from Fox 5. Fox 5 put out an article, and I'll tell you, this was Ken Smith. This was really well written. Really was. I really enjoyed his writing style. Talking about the roads being open between Las Vegas and California. And many of you know, if you've gone anywhere down I-15 during a weekend where it's holiday weekend, it's a mess. Just a mess. But they have said that they've had what they call a construction moratorium, and no construction moratorium. All traffic lanes will be open on I-15 south of Prim. In addition, all lanes south of Nipton Road heading to Mountain Pass will also be open. And what does this mean? Well, it means you're not going to be sitting in traffic for hours and hours and hours trying to get out of town. Because that's really what's been happening. The last, it's been forever. It seems like we've been reporting on this, where it's just been backed up. The downside is for the folks who are I-15 near Mesquite, you are not going to have that. Okay, you're not going to have the advantage we are. You're still going to have major delays. According to Ken Smith, drivers are already seeing major delays on I-15 between Moapa Valley and Mesquite along I-15. So sorry to see that. So Nevada Department of Transportation, or the NDOT, or NDOT, is advising drivers to leave early, either early or very late, to avoid getting stuck in delays between 1 and 2 hours. It's a lot. That are expected over the Labor Day weekend. So it's going to be just murder. Just, oh man, that's ugly. So in other news, there was many of you remember up in Nye County over in what is it, Pahrump? Yeah. Man, this is bad news. So we'll get this out of the way real early. Many of you heard about the story about the couple who just got arrested for having basically a puppy mill at their property in Pahrump and one in Amargosa. Remember? Amargosa, not Armagosa. Okay. They were licensed to have about 25, 30 dogs. They had 300 dogs. I mean, they had a lot of them. That was in one facility. The other one, they had about 25, 30 dogs also. Don't quote me on that for those folks who are really, yeah, they had 25 in the other one, according to this article. So I'm covering my back on this because some people are they're just sticklers for stuff like that. So, well, there was a new discovery. The Nevada, what is it, NCSO arrested, they did an additional investigation on the property because people said, hey, guess what? We think there's dogs buried out there. And they found them. It was really it's a sad, sad story where they went in and they excavated a couple of other sites where they suspected that there were dogs being buried out there, and they found more dogs. And this is so, according to this article, the charges have been raised like felony on these guys. This is bad. The couple, Oksana Higgins and Vasily Platonov, now face felony animal abuse and neglect charges, according to the NCSO. It's really kind of a sad commentary, where this, the NCSO, I know some of you are asking, it's the Nye County Sheriff's Office. It's really kind of a sad commentary where this couple who are raising dogs for, maybe security, that kind of stuff, turn this into something really ugly. It's just kind of sad. So, okay. So when we come back, we're going to talk about the explosion out in Boulder City. I know I didn't tell you about this, but there is. Many of you heard about it already. And we'll talk about more stuff about what we happened this weekend. So this is Sherman Ray, Livin in Vegas podcast. We'll be back just a second. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, there we go. Cool. I just love that little transition right there. I do. And so I want to remind you folks, if you would like to be on the show, you'd like to be, an advertiser, or if you would like to be in Livin in Vegas magazine or Livin Weekly magazine, contact us. Advertising@livininvegas.com. It's advertising@livininvegas.com. We're opening up for advertisers right now for the October edition of Livin in Vegas magazine. It's really widely distributed, folks. I mean, we probably hit 1 million people over the 3-month cycle. So you'll see a lot of people that you probably wouldn't see before. Literally, I get so much on our website; it's ridiculous at this point. Where you have to check it every day because there's so many people going on the website. And why are they going on the website? Let's show that website right now. Okay, can we do that? Let's do this really quick. This is going to get ugly really quick for a second here, folks, but you'll love it. Okay, hang on a second. So this is our website right there. There we go. All right, so this is our website over at Livin in Vegas, and you can see right here on the cover of the magazine is Livin in Vegas, but on the right side over there to the right is Livin Weekly. So you can go on the website and see all of our latest articles. Matter of fact, you scroll down the page. This was yesterday's. We're going to actually have up in about another hour or so. We'll have all the articles that we have not. That you won't hear it here on the podcast, but you will see it on our website. Okay. This was a great article here about Asia Wilson. She became the 2022 Kia WNBA Defensive Player of the Year. And then when you scroll all the way down the page, folks, you will actually see my lovely face. Yes, I'm lovely. And all the articles and stuff like that. So these are all of our podcasts down at the bottom of the page. And you can check all of those out. They are on livininvegas.com. And you can check those all out, which is great. Also, I mean, they've got all kinds of links and stuff like that. Of directory, that kind of stuff. So all of those things are on Livin in Vegas podcast. Okay, so let's get back to the show here. All right. So, all right. Thank you. And thank you for watching that little transition there. It's never pretty, but we do it anyways. So let's talk about Boulder City because we don't have a lot of time, and I wanted to get to this story. We got back into the valley. We did not hear this because we were out Boulder City Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday we were out there. Lovely place. I got to tell you, it's a lovely place. Nothing to do. Quiet. Peaceful. Nothing like Vegas. Vegas is like firing on all cylinders, right? It's like a UFC fight. Just people enjoying themselves, pulling that one-arm bandit. All kinds of crazy stuff going on. Boulder City, not so much. It's very laid back. Hang out. It's just fun. I love it. I love Boulder City. My wife and I have talked about moving out there many a time, just because it's so quiet. But then I am the Vegas kind of guy. I love high energy. I just love it. So, anyways, Boulder City had an explosion, and it happened literally Thursday. So people were asking. They were saying, "Hey, what happened?" Oh no, this is a different one. Oh no, there was a different one. Oh, okay. So this was an update on the explosion, and I think that's what it was. So you have to read the article here, folks. So there was an article. It happened July 11th at a plant off of US 95. Okay, so thank you. Sorry about that. That we will have to update that. And the reason why I thought this was an unusual article, even when I was reading it, is the name of the industrial complex, and it's called Amarok. And the employee who got hurt in this, in addition to a couple other people, his name is Eddie DeGangi, and he had serious bones and it almost claimed his life. And I thought, wow, that sounds so familiar, but somebody else was saying that there was another explosion out there, and it wasn't. This was an update on the explosion that happened July 11th. So, but it was attributed to as an industrial accident, and so we're going to have to take a look at this because you know what? There were other reports that this company had some issues. Okay, so we're not going to we don't want to confirm that yet, but there were some issues there before, and so that's what was going on out at Boulder City. So I'm good. I think the last one we'll be able to get to today. There were some new signage that was put up in Vegas, corner of Main Street and Las Vegas Boulevard. Okay, so it's a very central place coming into the downtown area. Two newly installed Vegas showgirl signs, big girls, okay, each standing 50 feet tall, weighing 6,800 pounds. It's a whole lot of showgirl. nearly twice the size of the old ones installed in 2018. And here's Carolyn. Carolyn says, bigger is better. Okay? So Yesco installed those signs, which is really cool. And somebody said, guess what? These, this is actually kind of a funny comment that they were saying. Where's it at? This is so cool. She says that small is all right. Gosh. So this is Carolyn Goodman said. She said, so we've done is we've taken the diminutive ladies, showgirls, and we're moving them further into the heart of the city, which is cool. She said, you know, a diminutive lady is lovely and beautiful, but a bigger lady is more of the same. Is that cute? She said, yeah, you're small, you're cute, that's wonderful, but when you're bigger, there's more of the same. And so they love the big new signs. Can't wait to go out there and check them out. Yesco Sign Company, which has done the big new arch coming into the downtown area, or actually exiting the downtown area going near the Stratosphere, and also did the signage over at Circa. And have done hundreds, thousands of signs around the valley. I mean, I think Yesco did the original Vegas Vic. You know, they might have done that. So they install that sign. They're working on refurbishing the old one. They're going to put that one back. I think they found a new location for it. And so one of the questions I have, and this is really a question we had, Linda and I were talking about when we were in Boulder City, is what is the icon for Las Vegas? Okay, what is, so we know what the icon for Boulder City is. Okay, so here's a card. I'm going to show you the card. So you can see the Boulder Dam. So the Boulder City, so their icon is either the dam itself, or they have the guy, the winged angels, right? The guy with their arms straight up, right? So you know when you see that it's Boulder City. What is the icon for Las Vegas? That's my question. We're on the hunt for an icon for Las Vegas. Now, many of us know that the fabulous Las Vegas sign is when people see that they think of Las Vegas, but we need something else. Jackalope, something we need as an icon for Las Vegas, other than the fabulous Las Vegas sign. Okay, fabulous Las Vegas sign. Yes, it's wonderful, but maybe it could be the star that we see. Okay, that star, that retro star that we see, which is really cool. But Linda and I were talking about that. Even the song for Las Vegas. Now, many of you know this, and we'll end on this because we're going to run out of time. That I sang a song years ago, and people have dug it out. They dig it out every year, which is fun. Thank you so much. It's called Livin in Vegas. Okay, and you can find it. I sang for the Platters many years ago, and you can find that song on eBay. They're actually selling it on eBay, and I'm not getting none of that. And I sang the song. It's called Livin in Vegas. Glad to say it's my kind of town. It's a very campy song. Okay, makes you snappy. But we have that as a city song, which, you know, I guess we could redo that. But we need an icon for Las Vegas. So, anyways, keep it in mind. Just keep it in mind. Anyways, folks, we're out of here. This has been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas magazine and the podcast. We will see you again Monday, where we'll talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of Livin in Vegas, think living local and the return of cool. We'll see you again Monday for more of the Livin in Vegas podcast. Love you, folks. Bye-bye.